every year when we started Just Walk Out, the first thing that we said was that we wanted to build it for we a Amazon Go sized store. We felt that convenience was an angle for quick in and out shopping trips. We also had this hypothesis that this would extend
Mm.
to a larger format stores, and there's several elements in it that resonated. Large format stores were also going through this interesting transformation, that people were there were some interesting signals that were coming in, that the stock up orders that people were doing were reducing, and people were actually doing a lot more shorter trips, and they were
Mm.
actually shopping multiple times a week for that. And so we felt that maybe there is a benefit to having the idea of not being able to want to wait in a line. Could extend to a large format store as well. But one of the things that we found and we realized from putting it was, we had it in several large format stores. We had it in about 28 large format stores. We had it in our small, our Go, as well as the Amazon Fresh small format stores in the UK. And one of the things we learned from our experience from the large format ones was that while skipping the line was important, when you think about larger shopping trips, there's still a significant percentage of people who actually do stock up trips. It's
Right.
actually greater in suburban areas than in areas that are in urban locations.
Hmm.
So the stock up trip is still a super important part of a weekly or a biweekly shop that people have. But the things that really resonated with customers was that, in addition to wanting to skip the line, they also wanted to know, how much are they spending, where things are in the store. Are my coupons being applied correctly? Time is important, but so is budget.
Hmm.
So is knowing how much that they're spending. And so in a lot of those kinds of things, the dash card actually outshined Just Walk Out in several dimensions. Like, Just Walk Out, it still remains a very magical experience. You come in, you take what you want, and you can just leave, and then we take care of all the stuff behind the scenes. But the need for wanting to know and having this real time feedback, and seeing how much you're spending, and seeing whether your coupons are getting applied, and seeing whether you have, where these items are located, having your shopping lists come through, all of that being brought together in a screen and allowing you to skip the line was something that really resonated. So we see that 80% of people who are using the dash card are repeat shoppers. We have a reasonably high, like it's like a 98% customer satisfaction rate in these stores. I still feel like it is not as magical as you would sort of compare that to a Just Walk Out experience,
Hmm.
because it's completely liberating. But I also feel like it is one of those foundational platforms that I believe will improve over time, and it sets the stage for us to. It's something that scales with the number of shoppers in the store rather than the square footage.
Mm.
It's something that is invariant to large changes in the store, which, if you have Just Walk Out and you do a bunch of things and you're constantly changing the store, it's actually a lot more challenging to keep those things in sync. So for customers, it's actually more for the reasons that I mentioned. It's very intuitive for them to be able to figure out as to what they're spending. People have this, as your shopping trip increases, the need to know how much you're spending also increases.
Right.
It's so the things that actually resonated with for folks with Just Walk Out, being able to skip the line, and the reason why in small format stores it still is extremely popular, and we continue to see that, is because the trip sizes are much shorter. The percentage of time that you spend waiting at a checkout in proportion to your overall shopping trip is significantly higher. So you go to a stadium, you wait in, you like your shopping trip takes 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 30 seconds, but then you wait in line for 5 minutes. And so it is a huge detriment. And so we see that time and again with, like, the throughput that these stores are able to generate, and the sales that they're able to generate is about, it's 50%, 70%, 80% higher than an equivalent store which had a point of sale. Same
Got it.
location, same merchandise, but now your throughput is higher, the number of transactions per store is higher. So there's a huge button. So when we looked at all of these data points, we felt that you have to always sort of choose and be cognizant to what is resonating, what isn't resonating, take that feedback, and say that, well, there's a particular um, niche, and there's a use case for dash cards in large format stores, and then there is a very specific use case for Just Walk Out in a lot of small format stores that cuts across different industries. So effectively, we're sort of doubling down on both,
Okay.
But the constant nature of experimentation would say that, like, yeah, like, we're not doing certain things as a result of that.